All right, in part 1 we left it here with these answers, and let's just advance on to this. So here's what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and see if you can write an equation to solve this problem. And if you can write the equation, then go ahead and solve it. Pause the video, and I'll see you in a second. All right, so this polygon has 7 sides. So the sum of the interior angles measure, we use that S equals n, the quantity of n minus 2 times 180. So 7 sides minus 2 gives me 5. 5 times 180 gives me 190. Or, excuse me, 190. 900, excuse me. So our equation then, we take all of the 6 angles that we have plus x, and we set that equal to 900. So here's what we can now do, is now we can solve for that x. Subtract the 778 from each side. X is equaling 122 degrees. So that x value there, without having to measure, we can solve that mathematically, which is more accurate than what we would measure, especially if this is not quite drawn to the correct scale. All right, let's move on to this next example. So different numbers here, same principle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Again, 7 sides. Write your equation, pause the video, solve it, and I'll see you in a second. All right, so 7 sides, okay? And with those 7 sides, again, 900 degrees. All the angles together equal 776, and we subtract that from 900, and we're left with x equaling 124 degrees. All right, let's move on. So practice with these 3, and I'll give you some answers on the next slide. Go ahead and pause the video, and I'll be right back with you. So here are our answers. X is 105, 75, and 35 here. Now that one was a little different because you had to use that there the value was 2x. Okay, so you had to find the value of x and then multiply it by 2. All right. Now find the measure of each interior angle. Okay, each interior angle. All right, so you might have found the interior angle sum. Okay, so like with the octagon, you might have found that the interior angle sum. So with the octagon, you might have found this, that all of the angles inside that octagon add to, those interior angles add to 1080. However, this one is asking us to find the measure of one angle, each interior angle. So now we need to take that 1080 and we need to divide that by the number of sides. So here we would have 1080 divided by 8 for an octagon. In doing that, we find that the answer then is 135. So each angle of that octagon measures out to 135 degrees. And now you can do the same with the decagon. That's 10 sides, and an 18gon, so that's 18-sided figure. Now, if you're also looking at a pattern here, is as we go out with the number of sides, that angle is increasing. It's becoming more and more obtuse. Okay? As we get smaller and smaller, we get fewer degrees of measure. Okay? All right, let's keep moving with this. So here's what I want you to do, is I want you to find the measure of the exterior angles. Now, exterior angles are on the outside of each polygon. So all I want you to do is for letter A and B is try to write the equation. And what will you set your equation equal to? That's my question. See you in a few seconds. All right, so why 360? if you thought about this, all the way around the figure, circle all the way around is 360. So we don't set it equal to the interior's angle. We set it now to all the way around the figure, a circle. So with this first one, you might have gotten it right if you did compute the interior angle sum. You might have gotten it right. But this one you would have gotten it wrong, because for the triangle we're setting it equal to 360. So now we're going to take all of those measures that we have. This one's a variable. X plus 50 plus 127 plus 91 is equal to 360. Okay, and then x plus that equals then x plus 268 is equal to 360. Subtract that 268 from each side. X is equal to 92. So then we have all of the exterior measurements. Now for the triangle, again, we're going to always set that equal to 360 for exterior angles. So we've got 124 plus z plus the quantity of z plus 26 is equal to 360. 2z is equal plus 150 is equal to 360. Subtract the 150 from each side and then divide by 2 and we get 105. Okay, so we have 105, 124, and then we have 105 plus 26. So that equals 131 degrees. So those are our three exterior angles. So let's practice that. Let's try it with this one here. Remember, set it equal to 360. Okay, don't set it equal to 540. 540 is the interior angle sum of a five-sided figure. Go ahead, pause the video, do this work, and I'll see you on the next slide. All right, so if you set it equal to 360, you should have gotten that our angles equal, x is equal to 45, and all the other ones are equal to 90. You already knew those because they're marked there with the little red right angle marking. Okay, so I've got a little quick 4 problems for you to do. The first 2, find the sum of the interior angles, interior, inside, and then find the measure of each interior angle of a 16-gon, okay, and then find the measure of the exterior angles of this polygon right here. Go ahead and do those 5 in your notebook, and I'll have some answers for you, and then we'll take questions later. All right, so if we found the sum of the interior angles for this first one, 8-sided figure, 1080. This one is 10-sided. The 10-sided figure then comes out to 1,440 degrees. That's all of those angles added together. To find the measure of each interior angle. So that's the 16-gon. So that's 16 minus 2 gives me 14. 14 times 180. And then I have to divide that answer by 16 to find the angle. So that gives us 157.5 degrees. So remember, a measurement can be anything, can be any number. Okay, just remember that. And then find the measures of the exterior angles. Remember, set that equal to 360 because all the way around the figure is 360 degrees. Okay, so go ahead and do that one. You already did, excuse me. There are your answers. All right, I hope this makes sense. I hope that in doing this, yeah, things are pretty clear for you. I would like to remind you to go ahead and go to do this last practice page. I think that should be 214. Yep, 214. And when you are done with that one, then you can go ahead and do your homework for in Big Ideas for lesson 3.3. All right, I hope that this is helpful. This is a lot of information. I hope that we can meet up and talk a little bit about what we've done and to go from there. All right. Thanks, guys.